Some athletes dream of coaching in their respected field once their decorated career ends. As a former college athlete myself, the only team that gave me an opportunity was the Buffalo Bulls due to the fact that no other team in the NCAA game wanted me as an unproven commodity, but yet the Buffalo Bulls gave me a shot as an offensive coordinator, but they are one of the worst teams in the NCAA. This would be different from my Akron Dynasty, as I start off as an offensive coordinator for Buffalo and could switch teams based on the offers I get within the coaching carousel at the end of each season. Sophomore quarterback Casey Case would prove to be a leader of our offense as he is Quan Williams for a first down. In order for us to even have a puncher's chance against Ohio State, we had to execute big plays such as this one to Reese Navarro in the first quarter. And believe it or not, we would actually score first on this keeper by Casey Case. This team continues to show that they have that dog in them by tying the game up at 17. Once again, this team proves that they won't quit no matter the situation as Case takes a blow but delivers a dime to Reese Navarro. This offense so far has proved better than expected, but on this fourth down, we would roll out and try to hit our tight end, but he gets hit and drops the football. I was impressed with how our offense handles such a top-ranked team, but it's not going to get easier as we head to Baylor next week. It would prove to be tough as we have to handle rainy conditions, but Case keeps the read option and puts us down toward midfield. Once again, we start off hot against the ranked team on the road as over the middle, Hines catches his pass for a tutty. We would bench Casey Case for senior quarterback Will Myers to get accurate passes like this one to Williams for a first down. However, even with Myers in here on this fourth down, he throws a pass that hits absolutely nobody. We would eventually make it to the goal line and hand the ball off to Ron Cook Jr. to finally score a touchdown. Despite giving it our all in this weather, Myers will look for Trey Hines but gets picked off, effectively ending this game. I knew better days were ahead of us as we had FCS East here at home, but yet again we have to face weather conditions that is pouring down rain at Buffalo Stadium. I had high hopes of piling on the points in order to benefit my resume to get a better job in the offseason. On our first play, Myers would look for Quan Williams on this curl route and hit him for a big gain as we got on the plus side of the field. Myers would motion Williams over, but look for Trey Hines, but due to the pouring rain, he sails the throw. Despite the error throw, we would hand the ball to Ron Cook Jr. and score. With the defense scoring points of their own, I knew this offense had an opportunity to pile on points like this read option from Will Myers. With another goal-in opportunity, Myers would hand the ball off to Cook Jr. to put us up 28-0 in the first half. With the first half coming to a close, Myers would look to the left for Marshall, but the pass would be tipped and then picked, ending our first half. We didn't want to take our foot off the gas, even though we haven't scored yet in the second half, but on this play, Ahmed bails us out by breaking a tackle and getting into the end zone. I knew that if our offense could continue to put up points in bunches like this, we would get a better job at the end of the year, as Myers throws it to Cook Jr., who breaks the tackle in slow motion, channels his inner beast mode, and scores yet another touchdown, putting us up 49-10. With us having such a big lead, we would hand the ball off to Ahmed, who gets the first down and ends the game. If we could keep up this scoring output for the rest of the year, I knew all the Power 5 schools would come knocking at my door for either a head coach or an OC job. In these weather conditions, Myers couldn't hit the side of a barn as he overthrows his intended target. Despite all of Myers' inaccuracies, he would keep this read option and trucks a man for 6. With us having such an inconsistent first half, I knew I had to make some magic happen by scheming up big plays. However, on this play, we would get sacked for a huge loss. Putting our rally caps on, Myers would scramble to his right, look into the back of the end zone, and hit Trey Hines for a touchdown, putting us down only by 10. In order for the miraculous to happen, we would need a spark, but Myers provides this by hitting Trey Hines with a corner and gets out of bounds for a first down. However, our drive would stall out, but I can't kick, so I do a Cody Parkey doink. This would prove to be our downfall as we would lose to Charlotte 24-14. We would bench Myers for Casey Case as he at least provides some ability for his inaccuracy issues as he runs here for a first down. Case would prove all of his hitters wrong as he hits a wide open Trey Hines on a corner and Hines scampers all the way to the end zone, putting us up 7. Using Case's legs, I believe we are starting to find our identity on offense as he keeps the triple option here for a first down. Case would once again prove all of his hitters wrong as he threats the needles to Justin Marshall to put us in the lead. However, with another inconsistent game, we had to go for a fourth down, but Case overthrows his receiver by a mile. However, this team would show some fight as Case rolls out and hit Justin Marshall on this corner route to put us in good field position. Once again, throwing on our rally caps, Case would hit Justin Marshall, who slips a tackle and gets into the end zone. Case would prove to be clutch here as he runs his triple option and yet pitches it to Justin Marshall, who scampers all the way down the field, scoring a touchdown, putting us in the lead. That would be the miracle we needed as we overcame a 31-14 fourth quarter deficit to win our first MAC conference game, 34-31. Our next conference game would be on the road at Wilder Stadium as we face Western Michigan. On our first drive, Case would drop back in the shotgun and do a touch pass and hit Justin Marshall to put us in the red. Case would then proceed to dot up the Broncos as he finds Mongoose to put us on top. With the defense out of sorts, I knew I had to give the ball to Ahmad to put us up by 2 scores. Once again, with the game within 1 score, Case would keep it himself and cross the goal line. I had to create some magic being down 7 in the fourth, but we take a sack, almost ending this drive. Not many play calls in my playbook allow for a 4th and 24 conversion, but it doesn't help when an overthrow like this occurs. However, by some miracle we get the ball back and Case delivers a first down strike to Quan Williams for a gain of 17. Case would keep the magic alive by scrambling out to his left and finding Tajay Ahmed in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. By some miracle we made it to overtime and we looked to keep that alive, with Ahmed tiptoeing his way on the sidelines, breaking a tackle, and almost getting to the end zone. Once again, we give the ball to Ahmed as he crosses the goal line, tying the game in OT. Like clockwork, we give the ball back to Ahmad, who puts us up 7 in OT. In the third overtime, Case has a chance to win this game, but he throws a game-ending interception. Looking to bounce back after a tough defeat last week, Case hits Quan Williams races all the way to the end zone to put us on top by 7. Last week left a bitter taste in our mouth, but our offense decided to come out firing for this game. Another red zone trip results in another touchdown for Tajay Ahmed. Keeping the hot streak alive, Case drops back and hits Justin Marshall on another corner route for a second touchdown of the day. If this offense could keep scoring in bunches like this played among us, I knew we'd be in great position for the rest of the season. On a desperation to end the game, we look over the middle of Marshall, but the pass is dropped once again. Despite not being able to convert that 4th down, it didn't matter as we hung on to win 41-36 over a tough Georgia Southern team. We begin this game by Case keeping the read option and making his way down to the 4-yard line, putting us in great position to score. Starting this game with a touchdown would prove to be momentum we needed in order to start a win streak. With how this team was playing, we scored 2 touchdowns within a half. I knew this was going to be a blowout in the end. Case is slowly starting to prove that he can lead this offense by carrying the read option and once again scoring his second touchdown of the game. Despite the pouring rain, Case is proving himself to his team by hitting Booby Curry over the middle for another first down on 4th and 10. Case's development with his legs is slowly starting to prove that he's becoming one of the more dynamic scramblers in the country as he rolls out to his right and scrambles in for yet another touchdown. Case is beginning to show why his legs are a valuable weapon, as in the rain he keeps his read option and reads his blocks, plowing forward for a huge gain on 4th down. This team is finding its identity as Case runs over 2 men in order to score a touchdown for himself. The offense starting to click. Buffalo look to build on this dominating output against Ohio of next week to control their own destiny within the MAC conference. To start this important game, Case drops back and looks for Quan Williams to the left side of the field for yet another first down. However, this drive would stall out as Case looks for Trey Hines, but the pass is batted down and incomplete. With us being down by 2 scores, we knew to bounce back as Case hits Trey Hines to trim the lead. With us still being down by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter, we went to a patented triple option play as Case pitches it to Justin Marshall, who speeds his way all the way down to the 28-yard line. I continue to call these corner routes against Ohio because it seemed they couldn't stop him as Quan Williams gets this first down and breaks the man's ankles before getting tackled at the 35. However, we get a little too greedy as Case looks over the middle, but it's picked by Ballantyne late in the 4th. Once again, I called yet another corner route to Quan Williams to put us in position to kick a game-winning field goal. And with this field goal, we would go up by 1 with only a minute left in the 4th. We wanted to leave this game with a statement as Case hands the ball to Ahmed, crosses the end zone, putting us up by 8. This game would prove to be difficult as it places us in a blizzard, but Case drops back and hits Williams over the middle, who crosses the goal line and puts us down by 1 score. With us now being down by 3 possessions in the first half, I knew to scheme players open to hopefully build momentum towards a comeback. I knew that Toledo couldn't account for Case's legs as he scrambles to his right and eventually puts us down by only 2 scores as he dives across the pylon. With Toledo not covering the option well, I knew that Justin Marshall had a chance to score in this triple option as we pitch it to him and he breaks the defender's ankles before being tackled in the end zone. We took full advantage of Case's legs as he has a field day on the ground. Case's running ability would drive Toledo's defensive coordinator insane as he is slowly starting to lead us back from the 28-7 deficit. Case's development across the season has impressed his coaches as this score here would put us in the lead and overall got the victory after being down 28-7. We come back in the snow and win 41-40. Case's development is beginning to show as his connections with the receivers such as Williams here, and he breaks the defender's ankles and speeds all the way to the end zone, putting us up by 7 early in this game. However, it seems this team has overlooked Miami, Ohio as they're putting a pounding on us early, up 20-7 in the first half. This team would continue to struggle as on 3rd and forever we would drop back but get sacked by all these defenders to end the first half. This game would get ugly pretty quick as we were only left with moral victories like this touchdown to Trey Hines. This game would be a stain on our resume against Miami, Ohio, but we still control our own destiny to win the MAC championship. As you see here, we're still ahead in the MAC East, where we got to handle business here against Bowling Green at home. Tight end Robbie Mungus would take this personally, like Michael Jordan, as he catches his pass, rumbles down, and then starts to channel the power of anime and God on his side as he breaks 1 tackle and stays on his feet, breaks a 2nd tackle, breaks a 3rd tackle, breaks a 4th tackle, and eventually falls into the end zone. Maybe last week was the gun punch we needed as we jump ahead early 14-0. I realized this week I had to do perfect play calls such as this triple option in order for our offense to bounce back and have a better game to move forward within the MAC. This offense began to fire on all cylinders as Bowling Green doesn't stand a chance if we hang 34 points on them in the first half. I remember the inconsistencies from last week and called big plays to our best players like Justin Marshall, which sets us up on the goal line. Due to that big play from Marshall, we were able to easily punch this in as Case keeps his read option and plows forward. This offense's ability to run the triple option would confuse many defenses within the MAC, as on this pitch to Robinson he spins, breaks another tackle, and rumbles his way all the way down to the 4-yard line. It took just about all season, but our offense is starting to prove that we can hang with any team in the nation, as we put up 48 points here in the third quarter on Bowling Green. This team definitely looked forward to this week, as last week made them embarrassed to be on the field, and they pummeled Bowling Green, scoring 55 through 3 quarters. I had confidence that no team within the MAC could stop us. This scoring output gave me the utmost confidence as we locked our spot within the MAC championship, and we have a rematch against Western Michigan, who defeated us in overtime earlier in the season. After giving my team an intense motivational speech, we would come out firing as Marshall gets his pass and runs it down to the 3-yard line. I knew this game would be tough, so getting early momentum against his team would prove vital to our offense. This offense was starting to take control, as on this read option, Case would run forward and get this first down, building momentum for the rest of the game. We would take advantage by punching it in and going up by 2 scores by the end of the first half. But that lead soon dwindled away, as late in the fourth we had to prove in the clutch to get this first down and seal the game. In our first season with Buffalo, we led them to a MAC championship and their first one since 2008. Our bowl game would be the Independence Bowl against Purdue, and we knew we had to come out firing because they definitely were a better team than we were. Despite them being rated higher, we would be the team to punch the ball in first. With this touchdown pass to Justin Marshall, we knew it was time to put the work on the Boilermakers. My team began to prove that we weren't flukes, that the analysts that predicted Purdue to win were frauds, and we went up by 3 scores by the end of the first half. However, Purdue would go down without a fight, as we had to hit Quan Williams, who breaks another man's ankles and gallops his way to the end zone. I was proud with how hard this team fought all season, as we jumped on a heavily favored Purdue team. By winning both the conference and the bowl game, I knew I would demand a major bag in the offseason, and that's when I saw the opportunity of a lifetime. I knew that I had to sign this contract immediately. At Alabama, I knew I could learn so many things underneath the GOAT Nick Saban and have many opportunities to win national championships and get a major bag at a head coach somewhere else in the offseason.